What's going on, guys? So today we're going down memory lane for me, and I recently traded for this old Microtech. You can see what it is on the side here. Greg Lightfoot design. It's an LCC. This one is a manual action, but the one that I had was a dual action, which we'll talk about in a moment here. But I was offered this in a trade. Actually, there's a bunch of different knives, and I just really gravitated towards this one and another particular one. I'm like, I have to have it, and I'm working out a trade for it. Specifically for this video, I want to talk about it on camera, but this one I'll probably end up going up back up for trade or for sale soon. But it was cool to get it back in the hands. Like I said, this one's a manual action. I did have a dual action version of this. So no further ado, let's open the box up, take a look at it. You can see the sheath here. You got the shark on the front, which is pretty cool. Open up the sheath. And here's a knife. So this particular knife was made back in 2000, which you can see on the blade here. All right, 9/2000. Again, Greg Lightfoot is the designer of this knife, and the model is an LCC. All right, and there's a serial number for it, 2897. Now this is a manual version, so it's just a liner lock. All right, but the one that I had, it would open manually like this, or if I wanted to, I can just push on the bolster. Okay, you can see the separate bolster here actually pivoted. It pivoted over. All right, so it was a hidden automatic. So it didn't look like it was automatic or anything, but if you push right here and just push that way, the whole bolster would go like this and slide a little bit, and it would just come shooting out. It was the coolest thing in the world to me. The fact that it was a hidden mechanism there, I just thought it was amazing. It was my first Microtech that I remember. After I got that one, I got obsessed with Microtechs. I sold most of my collection at that time. I mean, this was, God, 19 or 20 years ago, really. And I had Microtech fever. I started getting all kinds. I got a couple Halos. I got a Kestrel, if you guys remember Microtech Kestrel. A couple SOCOMs. I think I got a UDT, but I was obsessed with it. Totally obsessed with different Microtech knives. Eventually, I think I had about a dozen or so, and I had no money. I literally sold everything I had to buy them, and then I kind of got over it, and I ended up selling the Microtechs in order to get more cheaper knives again. All right, so I went from a bunch of cheap knives to just a handful of very expensive knives, mostly automatics, back to a bunch of cheaper knives again. But it was cool. Totally, good memory for me. Now this one has carbon fiber on it. Back in the day, well, this one was from 2000. Carbon fiber was special. Like today's day and age, like, oh, knife's got carbon fiber. Who cares? It's like no big deal anymore. This is before carbon fiber was carbon fiber. All right, this was fresh on the market. This is before like the auto industry used it, or at least widespread. I mean, there was a lot less knives back then that had carbon fiber on it, so it made it super special. Super cool. But yeah, just an awesome knife. Very smooth, bronze phosphorus washers in there. Now you can see it's an open frame design. We got some pillars or standoffs. All right, pocket clip's pretty cool. Sharks on there as well. All right, it actually has some design to it. I believe this is the original, cord lanyard that came with them. But yeah, just beautiful knife. This one's in 154 cm. Very cool. Total blast in the past. I mean, this knife is 18 plus years old. But really cool. Let's see what else we came with this one. See what plastic it was in. Born in Canada, made in the USA, obviously. Microtech's made in the USA. Greg Lightfoot, I believe, is Canadian. That's where that reference comes from. Caution, sharp edge, which it still is. See the old limited lifetime warranty card here. All right. Maintenance. Revised. March of 2000. Probably revised again since then. The registration warranty card. And then this, which shows you, I remember, oh my God, I remember this paperwork that I used to get with some of the Microtechs that shows you how to tie that simple lanyard. All right, so pause right there if you want to see how to tie this style lanyard. So pretty cool. I think the first Chris Reeve Sebenza I got had the same thing. It shows you how to tie the lanyard in case you want to take it off and retie it. But yeah, total blast in the past there. A Microtech LCC, super cool. Totally brings me back. I really wish it was the dual action one. If you guys are interested and you want the dual action one, I actually saw there's a knife shop. It's JT Knives in Port Jervis, New York. I actually follow them on Instagram, but I've been there a couple times. Port Jervis, New York is not that far from me. And I saw they posted on Instagram, they had one of these. It was brand new with the dual action version of it. And they wanted 500 bucks. And I did not have $500 for it. I really wanted it. That was like, it's probably gone. That was probably 3 or 4 months ago, maybe. But yeah, other than that, I mean, these are just going to pop up randomly. Maybe you get lucky, find them on the forums. Maybe you find one on eBay. But yeah, just expect to pay around that. Probably $5 for the dual action version. You know, some people go crazy for stuff. It's mostly guys like me, I mean, or people that are older than me too. They remember a knife they had and liked many, many years ago. It popped up for sale somewhere and they have to have it. It's like one of those things, oh man, I have to have that. Or if you're really like a huge Microtech fan and these are models that you've never seen before, you know, maybe you just got into knives 5 years ago. Who knows, maybe you got into knives yesterday and you're like, oh, Microtech's cool, I like them. But then it's kind of like, I get that a lot with cold steel knives. Like occasionally I'll talk about like an old cold steel knife and someone's like, what's that? I'm like, oh man, because they're new to knives, they don't remember it, or they are too young to remember a knife that came out 20 years ago. So it does, I feel dated a little bit, you know, thinking like, oh yeah, I had this back in 2000, and you know, half the people watching this video weren't old enough to have knives, or at least trusted yet to have knives, or even existed in 2000. But anyway, that is that. Very cool blast from the past. But yeah, as much as I want to keep it, it will get passed on so I can get more stuff to talk about for you guys. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked the video. If you have some old Microtechs that you want to talk about, post it down in the comments. I have to say the Halo is probably one of the most talked about, at least from what I've read or people I've talked to, like old Microtech model, like, oh man, I wish I had an original Halo, you know? Just really, really cool. But anyway, I love old knives, especially, it's weird too, because now that I'm older, I'm able to get a lot more knives that I couldn't get. You know, when I was 12, 13, 14 years old, of course I wanted all these expensive knives. But as an adult now, I have the capability of trading and working things out to get those same knives I've always wanted or I had for a short period of time and no longer have. So for me, it's super cool. Just like I said, it's total blast in the past, you know. But anyway, that is it. If you guys have a specific knife that you always wanted or used to have and don't have anymore and you're looking for it, write it down in the comments. Maybe get lucky. Maybe someone sees it and they have the knife and they contact you somehow. Not through messages, because that's no longer here on YouTube, but maybe through email or something, or they post a comment back, or who knows. But anyway, if you guys are always looking for, you know, harder to find rare knives, Blade Forums, sale and trade section, knifeforums.com has a sale and trade section. Obviously eBay is always a thing, but if you're looking specifically for, you know, a certain rare knife, the forums are probably better suited for you. Occasionally get lucky with some of the older stuff from collectors through like Instagram or maybe a Facebook, you know, knife page or whatever that is. I don't really do anything on Facebook. I really stick to Instagram, even though I think Facebook owns them. But regardless, those are some different options if you guys are looking for some specific old knives, you know, that are hard to find. Or if you have a bunch of old knives that are hard to find and you want to be able to sell them or trade them, those are the places to go. Lots of people want them, trust me. It's just a matter of finding those people. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.